Hey, you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor, go ahead and like the video and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so that you can get future videos. Hey, Noti Gang, I know you guys are here. So I'm going to get into this video in a minute, but I want to tell you guys, I would love to know if any of you guys have cut the cord. And what I mean by that is you don't have cable or satellite. I finally did it. I finally cut the cord. I've had DirecTV for the last 13 years or so, and they've been begging me to get an upgrade. And when I finally decided, okay, I'll go ahead and upgrade it, because I guess they said my boxes were outdated or something like that. When I finally decided to do it, right, there's like, oh, well, you know, the tree is in the way. We can't get up on the roof. We're not allowed to get up on the roof. So, you know, we don't know what we're going to be able to do. So they came all the way out here to tell me that. And I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. And so my cousin was like, you're already paying. I was paying like $170 a month, y'all. So for 5 boxes in my house. So my cousin was like, I have YouTube TV. You should try it. You should go ahead and just get rid of it. You already can't use it. So go get rid of it. And you can go ahead and you can still have live TV, because I love live TV. I have to have my live TV. I have to be able to watch the news. I have to have my live TV. So I went ahead and did it, y'all. I have YouTube TV. I have finally cut the cord after all these years. I had DirecTV for like 13 years. I've had Comcast before that. So I would love to know if any of you guys have done that as well. And if you have any of these streaming services as well, let me know. Sound off. So let's get into this whole thing with Timbaland. Timbaland was trending the other day. We talked about Timbaland and Swiss Beats, of course, selling verses, but Timbaland was trending on his birthday, and it was because of a resurfaced interview that he did on E! True Hollywood Story about Aaliyah. He said, when I first met Aaliyah, it's time for the world to hear this. He said, I'm going to give up a little secret. I was in love with her. I said, but she's just a baby. I'm old, I said to myself, and I'm just going to be her brother. Oh, man, I was fighting. I was fighting a big war, but I loved Aaliyah. Timbaland and his music partner in crime, Missy Elliott, both met Aaliyah in 1995 when they worked on Baby Girl's 1996 effort, One in a Million. At the time, Aaliyah was 16 years old, while Timbo was 23. So that interview that he did a decade ago resurfaced on his birthday, and he wasn't trending necessarily for his birthday, right? He was trending because people was bringing up the fact that this went unnoticed. It went unchecked, that he said here was like, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Like, please don't. You should have kept that to yourself, because now people are sitting here and really rethinking all of this stuff that happened in the music industry and how so many passes were given to folks and they were perverts. This is one of these tweets that I thought was interesting. It said, Aaliyah was failed by almost every adult in her life. Timbaland is a wild end for admitting that he married his wife because she reminded him of Aaliyah. Some shit just stayed in your head. And I agree. And I'm going to get into that in a minute about his wife, his ex-wife. But the fact that he admitted, right, that he had this love for Aaliyah when he was clearly older. And when Missy and Timbaland came into Aaliyah's life, you have to remember, she had just ended all of that stuff with R. Kelly. Remember, that happened. She transitioned right into working with Tim and Missy Elliott after she had married R. Kelly. Okay. And that's not no speculation at this point. You know, it's amazing to me that even to this day, her mother has denied that any of this has ever taken place. And so that I wanted to put that tweet there, because I'm like, it's so many people that really did fail that girl. The fact that her mother is still denying it. Her mother is still denying to this day that Aaliyah ever married R. Kelly. But this is what's really wild about that interview. Let me read this. It said, on the episode, Timbaland later spoke on his ex-wife, Monique Mosley, saying that when he first saw her, he knew that would be his wife, and also likened her to Aaliyah. When I first saw her, I said, that's the girl I'm going to marry because she reminds me of Aaliyah, Timbo said, adding that he thought he saw a ghost when he first spotted Monique. Now, they divorced back in 2016, but I find that even more creepy. than the fact that he had this crush or loved Aaliyah. I find it creepy that he would go on to marry a woman simply because she reminded him of a deceased Aaliyah. I mean, that is the weirdest shit to me. And I don't know how it's so funny how this all resurfaced, but Twitter is good for bringing up some stuff like this. Now, this is Monique Mosley. If you look at her, do you think that she bears any resemblance to Aaliyah? Well, apparently Timbaland did. Okay, to the point that he married her. Can you imagine somebody marrying you off the strength that you look like somebody else that they was once in love with? That is the strangest shit to admit. And I find it so odd that a lot of this shit has gone unchecked over the years. I mean, if we were to really, I could kind of see it. That's Monique. I can kind of see the resemblance just a little bit. But the fact that if we were to really peel back the layers on the music industry, the entire music industry, there wouldn't be anybody. There wouldn't be anybody in the industry if you was to truly peel back the layers on all the perverted shit that happens in the music industry. People were bringing up Steven Tyler and how he was with this little girl. I mean, hell, my beloved Prince. People was bringing up the fact that Prince, when he met Mate, and that's hard for me to like, but let the truth be, right? Whether you like them or not, whether they was beloved or not, the truth of the matter is there was a lot of pervertedness that happens in the music industry. And from my understanding, Timbaland was not the only person that, cared about Aaliyah in that way when she was very, very young. I mean, there's always been rumors that Aaliyah and Jay-Z dated before she started to date Damon Dash. And I still don't know how old Aaliyah was when she allegedly dated Jay-Z. And we know that a young ass Beyonce was dating Jay-Z, and he was much older than her. So it is not a surprise that these things happen. I think I'm far more concerned that it kind of goes unnoticed for so long, right? So shout out to whoever brought it back to life on Timbaland's birthday. You the real MVP. Because, again, he was supposed to be trending for a couple of things, right? He was supposed to be trending for the fact that it was his birthday. He was supposed to be trending because a lot of people felt like him and Swiss made a great deal when they sold their shit off to a white man, right? I know a lot of people sitting here arguing like, no, they're still owners. Bullshit. They sold their shit. Okay, they got a nice, rich people got richer, right? They was already rich and they got more money. That I know that's business, but that's just what it is. Okay, you can sugarcoat it however you want. It's still bullshit with sugar on top. But the fact that people started to talk about this, and again, it just brought up the fact that the music industry has been full of perverts, and it is full of perverts. And they get away with so much in the music industry, and it just goes unchecked and it goes unnoticed unless something major happens. But the fact that he would literally be like, hey, pss, 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 I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I used to love her. I loved her, but I knew, no, we just going to do the big brother, little sister type of thing. But I loved her, and I married my ex-wife. I married my wife simply because she looked, that is creepy shit. That is creepy shit. And so many of these kind of things, so much of this kind of stuff happens in the industry. Hell, Marcus Houston, who was like, what, 40? Like, didn't he just 40? Married a girl who was barely legal. And she was a runaway. And all this shit, like I said, it just goes unchecked. We're still dealing with the stuff with Raz B and Chris Stokes. Nobody really wants to touch that because Chris Stokes is so, he's so well regarded in the industry, music and film, that nobody really wants to touch it. But that's a man that Raz B has been crying out for years. He's been crying out for years over these allegations that Chris Stokes did something to him. So the music industry is just nasty. It is just full of perverts. full of perverts. And, I just thought it was, like I said, I thought it was interesting that this interview resurfaced about Timbaland's unrequited love for Aaliyah. All right. And I don't know. And I bet, you know what, more than anything, I bet it will come and go. Yeah, people talked about it. I'm talking about it now. But because of how well regarded Timbaland is in the industry, it will come and it will go. And it will just be a conversation and nothing more. Nobody will sit there and start peeling back layers and wondering, well, what really did happen during those years when you was around Aaliyah? Who else did you work with that was super, super young? Let's not get into Foxy Brown and Jay-Z. Okay, Foxy Brown was 15 years old when she came into the industry and was rapping, with the Nutty Professor soundtrack. It's a lot of shit that has gone by the wayside simply because of who these men are and how powerful they are. But if people would have really, really looked and really, really, really get into the real of it, you wouldn't have no goddamn industry, period. Okay. But I just wanted to come to you guys today with that little tidbit because I saw it the other day trending on his birthday. Okay. On his birthday, boy. And let me know what you guys think about that. I'm sure it's probably not even news to any of you. It's probably not news, but I still think it's creepy, especially the wife part. That is creepy as hell that she married him knowing that. That's weird as hell. I'd be embarrassed to just know that my man married me because I looked like another woman that died. That's just weird as shit. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as you know, as always, get down in those comments below, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those good things. And if you see ads on the video, you know what to do. Let them play. And let me know if you have cut the cord because I just did. And I'm excited to see what YouTube TV has with it. See y'all later. Bye.